Okay. Joining us now with the Politico Playbook, the president, CEO of Politico at Capital New York, Jim Vandehei. Jim, okay, we're starting this morning, Politico, with the Clinton wars, really? What's going on? In the D.C. suburbs, What's going on?
This is a delicious house race to watch. Barbara Comstock, who anybody who's in Washington knows from the old Clinton days, from the investigations in the 90s. She was the lead investigator, and now she's running for a seat she probably will win. I think she's the odds-on favorite to win in the suburbs of Virginia. And it's a sort of a rehash of those 90s wars. She's got Congressman Burton, David Bossie, Ken Starr, all these figures from the 90s supporting her. Running against her, you have Terry McAuliffe, who's now the governor, but who was intimately involved with the Clintons in the 90s. You've got Paul Begala in this piece trashing her. He's been on Twitter trashing her, saying she's going to come back to Washington and just be a reprisal of what we saw in the 1990s. And it's one of the closer races. She's an interesting person, a workaholic, and somebody who's been a thorn in the Clinton sides forever. So if Hillary Clinton were to win, this town never changes.
Okay. Is this Northern Virginia, Jim?
Yeah. Yep. She's not that far out. Frank Wolf's district, not far from D.C., relatively a swing district. It's one that Mitt Romney won. It's one Republicans should win, but it's close enough that if you have Terry McAuliffe, other Democrats pouring money into it, given who she is, given her fame, especially in Democratic Clinton circles, it makes it one of the few competitive House races to actually watch.
Jim Vandehei, thank you. Up next, the flight ban into Israel has been lifted, but does a threat still persist? We'll speak to someone who knows a lot about keeping airlines safe. Former director for security for El Al Airlines is next. Plus, what you need to know this morning on how Wall Street will be reacting to the latest developments in the Middle East and Ukraine. Morning Joe continues in just a